In every family, it is the favorite. And then there's the lesson. My younger brother was the golden child, and I was the example of what not to be. At least that's how my parents treated me. From the time we were kids, it was obvious. If he scored 80% on a test, he was a genius. If I scored 95%, I was asked where the missing 5% went. If he forgot his homework, oh yeah, it's okay, he's tired. If I forgot mine, why are you always careless? I learned early that love in my house was conditional, and somehow, I never met the conditions. My brother Arav could do no wrong. He was charming, confident, naturally social. Relatives adored him. Teachers praised him. My parents built their entire future around him. I was the quiet one, responsible, independent, low maintenance, which in my family meant invisible. When it was time for college, there was only enough savings for one of us to attend a prestigious private university. Guess who got it? My parents called it an investment. He has more potential. You're strong. You'll manage anywhere. So Arav went to the top university with full financial support, and I took out loans to attend a local college while working part-time at night. I didn't complain. I stopped expecting fairness. That was the turning point. Not anger, acceptance. I realized something important. If I was never going to be chosen, then I would choose myself. While my brother partied and posted photos from campus events, I was working double shifts, studying during breaks, building skills quietly. No applause, no congratulations, just discipline. Years passed. Arav graduated with average grades, but incredible family celebration. Big party, relatives invited, speeches about how proud they were. When I graduated with honors, my parents said, "That's good, now focus on getting a stable job." No party, no announcement, no photos framed in the living room. But something inside me had already changed. I stopped craving validation and started building leverage. I entered the corporate world at the bottom. Long hours, low pay, high pressure. But unlike my brother, I wasn't afraid of hard work. I stayed late, volunteered for difficult projects, learned skills no one else wanted to learn, and slowly, very slowly, I began rising. Promotions came, then bigger responsibilities, then leadership roles. Meanwhile, the golden child struggled. Turns out being praised your whole life doesn't teach resilience. Arav jumped between jobs, blamed managers, blamed colleagues, blamed toxic work culture. At family dinners, my parents still defended him. He just hasn't found the right opportunity. When I mentioned a promotion, they nodded politely, then changed the subject back to him. But this time it didn't hurt, because I had something they didn't know about. After years in the corporate world, I had started investing quietly, learning markets, understanding business structures, building partnerships. Eventually, I launched my own company. Small at first, just me and 2 employees. No grand announcement, no social media bragging, just execution. Within 3 years, it grew faster than I imagined. We secured major clients, expanded teams, opened a second office, and for the first time in my life, I didn't feel overlooked. I felt powerful, not because of money, but because I built something without anyone's approval. Then came the twist I never expected. My brother called me one night. His voice was different, less confident, less polished. He had been laid off again, and this time, no company wanted to hire him. He asked if I had any connections. I told him I'd think about it. A week later, my parents invited me to dinner. They were unusually warm. overly kind. Then it came. "We were thinking," my father said carefully, "maybe Arav could join your company. You know, just until he finds something better." Until he finds something better. Even now, I smiled calmly and said something that shocked them. "I actually have an opening." Relief washed over their faces, but I continued. "It's an entry-level operations role. He'll report to one of my managers." Silence. My mother blinked. "Report to someone else?" "Yes," I said evenly. "That's how companies work." They hesitated, because in their minds, the golden child wasn't meant to start at the bottom. But he needed income, so he accepted. His first day in my office was surreal. The same brother who once mocked my small ambitions was sitting across from HR, signing onboarding paperwork. No special treatment, no shortcuts, just structure. Everything changed. He had to earn something without applause. The real revenge wasn't humiliation. I never yelled at him, never belittled him, never reminded him of the past. Instead, I treated him exactly how the real world does, with accountability, deadlines, performance metrics. He struggled at first, because discipline isn't learned overnight. But something unexpected happened. He started improving, slowly, humbly. One evening, he stayed late to finish a report. He knocked on my office door before leaving and said quietly, "I didn't realize how much work goes into this." It wasn't an apology, but it was awareness. Months passed. He stopped expecting praise, started asking for feedback, started owning mistakes. And one night at a family dinner, my parents did something they had never done before. They congratulated both of us equally. Not just him, both. For the first time in my life, I wasn't compared. I wasn't second place. I wasn't the shadow. I was simply their son. The golden child didn't lose everything. He gained perspective. And I didn't destroy my family. I changed the dynamic by becoming undeniable, by building something so solid that favoritism couldn't erase it. My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't cruel. It was patient. It was successful. And it forced everyone, including my parents, to acknowledge the truth, to see me clearly. Our pond. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't tearing someone down. Our pond. It's rising so high that they finally have no choice but to look up.